Hi, this is Dielle with the Voice of Life. I was talking with a friend. She was telling me about this presentation that was given by a woman who was very tall, had a very broad kind of physique, very strong in appearance, and forceful in her energy. And when she presented whatever she was sharing, she presented in a very high-pitched voice. And it just took away from everything that she was trying to share. And my friend was saying how incongruous it seemed for this, big kind of imposing woman to have such a high-pitched voice. And we talked a little bit about, how certain traumas at stages in our life can freeze us at that particular juncture. So if something happens, like a lot of women, have sexual abuse or whatever happens when they're little, they can end up speaking in a very high-pitched childlike voice for the rest of their lives without even realizing. And so my friend had asked me, what can you do to reestablish and find the natural pitch in which you should be speaking? So this is a really excellent question, and I wanted to talk about that today. The first thing is, obviously, the trauma that created the freeze, so to speak, needs to be dealt with. And even if we could do exercises to help reestablish the natural tone of voice, we might end up injuring ourselves if we don't deal with the actual root cause. So we can change the pitch of the voice with just a little bit of focus and attention, but that isn't necessarily the best approach. Again, if we don't take care of the root cause, then that's still there, and we'd be very likely to injure ourselves while we were doing exercises to drop the tone of the voice. So that is the first thing I would target. In addition to that, we'd want to do some physical exercises for the voice itself. And this can include like a larynx dropping exercise, like making the sound g. And I'm going to move the microphone a little bit. So if you were to stand in front of a mirror and make the sound ga, ga, kind of like a gum kind of sound, ga. There's a lot of air to it. The diaphragm is working as you're bringing the belly button back towards the spinal column when you're making the sound ga. So that's where the sound originates, but it also helps to drop that larynx down, ga. And it just gives you a sense of what a lower, first of all, what your voice is capable of, and how it feels to be making those lower sounds. In addition to that, there is an exercise called the siren, which is just an exploration of what range is available to you in your voice. And you would start out at a very low pitch, the lowest, most comfortable pitch you could make. Go to the highest pitch that you can make. And along the line, what you're going to hear, the more you do this, and the more comfortable you become with it, you're going to start to hear certain pitches will pull your attention. And so when that happens, you'll want to just kind of hang out there for a little while. So as you're doing your siren up, you'll hear a particular sound and you'll stop there. And then there will also be certain places where you'll feel this is more comfortable and relaxed than when you go higher or lower. So you're looking for that place in between that feels just completely natural. So I'll give you an example of what this exercise would look like. So if I'm starting low, and then I might start right about here and then project my voice to sound within that pitch range as I'm speaking, or go higher and maybe talk right here, but that's a little high for me and I can feel that right off. And then if I talk from here, obviously that's really high and unnatural, and automatically my voice goes back down. So you're just feeling and listening for that most natural, comfortable place, and that's going to really help you reestablish a more natural pitch for your speaking voice. And that in turn is going to make your message more powerful, because you'll be speaking from, first of all, a whole and healed place, and secondly, a more natural place. And then you can also, just from any old book, just open a book to a page and start reading, and just experiment reading in different pitches with your voice. And that can also help you just establish what your voice is capable of and help you to find and settle into the place where it's most comfortable. The other component to this is bringing in the rest of the body. So if you tend to speak in a really high unnatural voice, for whatever reason, chances are your energy tends to be up there as well. And so we want to bring the energy back into the lower body. And so to do that, you can do different kinds of meditative activities, yoga, any kind of running, where your feet are actually engaging with some, some pressure on the earth, impacting. You can also you could just stand in place and just shift your weight from foot to foot. And feel, as you do this, you're kind of feeling each part of the foot from the heel to the toe as you're doing that, and really sinking those toes into the ground, and that's going to help you ground too. It's all about bringing your attention and your awareness into that part of the body. And so that will create the whole package. So it starts, of course, with our emotional body, and it includes our physical body as well, and then the spirit, which is your voice. So I hope this was helpful, and if you have any further questions about it, submit them. I'd love to answer them. Take care.